There's been a lot of talk online recently about why the cost of pickup trucks is so expensive, whether it's Toyota pickup trucks or any other pickup trucks. They're super expensive. Today, I'm going to tell you the reason why. But hold on. Warning. If you are easily triggered or sensitive, you're not going to like this video. Turn back now. If you're still here, let's get right down to it. The short of it is pickup trucks, no matter whether it's Toyota or any other brand, pickup trucks are so expensive now because people who buy them don't do pickup truck things with them. In other words, they're buying the pickup truck for looks. Check out this shoe here. It is a Timberland work boot, and up until the mid 1980s, this was a reasonably priced, keyword, reasonably priced work shoe. It had one function, and that was to do work. Whether you were a contractor, a construction worker, or a field worker, this shoe was meant for work, to protect the user. However, around the late 80s, it became trendy to buy these in urban markets because rappers started using these in their video. And it became a look thing. And here's the key point. Suddenly, overnight, these reasonably priced Timberland boots doubled or even tripled in price. Why? Because Timberland figured out that people weren't buying these for their intended use, which was to work and protect your feet at work. Instead, they were buying them for so-called lifestyle reasons. And so the price doubled and tripled to where even today, there used to just be this one Timberland. Now there's 100 different types of Timberlands that are all mostly based on looks, fashion, and lifestyle purposes. And the price, again, is expensive on these shoes. So let's bring that shoe analogy to why trucks, pickup trucks, cost so much today. Like the shoe, sometime around 2000, auto manufacturers realized that people aren't buying pickup trucks to go to work, they're buying them for looks. And I can prove it. Let's go back to the year 2000. In the year 2000, a brand new Toyota Tacoma was $9,000. By contrast, in that same year 2000, a brand new Toyota Corolla was $1,300, so more expensive than the two-wheel drive based Tacoma. Let's go fast forward to now. A brand new Toyota Tacoma two-wheel drive costs $32,000. What does a 2024 Corolla cost? $22,000. $10,000 cheaper than the truck. Where before, the truck was cheaper and the Corolla was more expensive. So what happened? How come in 2000, 24 years ago, the Tacoma was the cheapest vehicle in the entire Toyota lineup, including cars like the Corolla? Why was it the cheapest? Because people back then used their trucks for what they were intended for, pickup truck work or work. Soon, Toyota realized that people were buying them for, in their words, lifestyle purposes. And that's exactly the internal language that Toyota used back then. They even wrote about it. It was in car magazines. Lifestyle purposes was being discovered by the marketers at Toyota, particularly in the American market. They were discovering that people bought these essentially for looks. They weren't going to a job site, a work site. They weren't picking up anything. And they just wanted to have the look of being in a pickup truck, the rugged look. In other words, posing. There's no sweet way to say it. Just like the people with the Timberland shoes wanted to look a certain way, they wanted to pose. They weren't doing any work. They just wanted to look rugged. Okay? Same concept. Toyota knows this. So in these 24 years, from 2000 onward, the pickup truck prices start going up and up and up. They start getting bigger and fluffier, and air pockets start emerging underneath the sheet metal. The tires get bigger. The bed gets smaller because they know nobody's using it for work. You used to be able to get 8-foot beds on these pickup trucks, and now you're lucky to get a 4.5-foot bed. Okay, I used to be able to carry full plywood, full sheets of drywall, 2x4x8s, etc. It would all fit snugly in the bed. The bed would be low to the ground so you can load it. Now the things are puffier and bigger. You need a step ladder to get. You can't load them up with anything. It's a pain in the butt because they're too high. On top of that, the beds are tiny anyway. That's not by accident. It's because Toyota and other truck manufacturers realize that people are posing with their trucks. So that's why in 2024, when we fast forward to here and now, and people go on these lots and they go, why does a new Tundra or Tacoma cost $70,000, $60,000 for a pickup truck? Because people are posing with them. They're not using them for pickup truck stuff, and Toyota smartly has put a price tag on that mental, physical, emotional, physiological, whatever you want to call it, need that the consumer has to feel a certain way by driving or being seen in a pickup truck. In other words, there's a pseudo market added to that actual utility market of a pickup truck. It's no longer about utility. There's a whole nother market of people just needing to be in a pickup truck and driving down the street. They're going to the office. They're not doing any pickup truck things. They're just going to the office, going to the mall, or hanging out in suburbia perpetually. But they have some personal desire to be seen in a pickup truck doing such things. Now, you could speculate and make jokes about why people want to do that. That's not really what this is about. It doesn't matter. It's, you know, everybody poses in one way or the other. I'm not trying to say, hey, you like the look of something, you want to just have a, you know, a rugged bad boy appearance, you know, like a Harley Davidson, you know, you're a motorcycle renegade and you're Harley, which incidentally, the same logic applies to Harley in the 80s when they were about to go out of business in the 80s. Suddenly they did a 180 when they employed the same exact lifestyle tactic, or today Toyota calls it appearance package. Same idea, posing with your vehicle. Harleys were almost out of business in the late 80s because they're big, clunky, old, antiquated machines. But then they realized, hey, the people on their way working in the cubicle 9 to 5 and living in suburbia, they feel pretty bad boy when they get on their Harley Davidsons on the weekends, and let's exploit that. And that's exactly what they did. And Harleys now, or since that time in the 80s, their prices doubled, tripled, quadrupled, because there's this market to look a certain way in a certain vehicle. So when we go on in these dealers, these Toyota dealers, and we see these Tacomas and we see these Tundras, and you go, why are they so expensive? It's because it's an appearance package and people want to appear a certain way. There's no nice or sweet way to say it. You know it, I know it, and you know it. You know people aren't using those work trucks for actual work. And more importantly, Toyota knows it. They've put a price tag on it, and they're rightfully exploiting the buyer. So how do you avoid, how do you get a truck for normal price? Well, ask yourself if you really need a truck. Now, I know there's needs and wants, and so is it unfair for Toyota and every other truck manufacturer to not exploit people's illogical, or shall we say impractical, wants and desires? It's a free market. It is what it is. A Timberland is a work boot. It's a generic, utilitarian, plain looking, you know, this tan leather was like the cheapest leather they can make. That's why it's this color back in the day. It's a generic, nothing work boot. But yet somehow it became trendy and popular. And once they realized that, the price quadrupled on these things. So no matter what we're talking about, as soon as a manufacturer or maker realizes that you're buying it for emotional reasons, as soon as they figure that out, it's on like Donkey Kong. They're gonna jack up the price because they got you somewhere deeper, you know? They got you inside your soul. They got you inside of who you are, what makes you feel comfortable and cozy. And if a material object is enough to change your self-esteem, they're going to, without a doubt, exploit that. Remember, this is just a rant / food for thought. Don't take anything seriously or be triggered. It's just something to think about. When you're on that lot, you're going to see expensive Toyota pickup trucks until people go, you know what? I don't need this truck anymore to feel good about myself. I like myself the way I am. I'm big enough. I'm manly enough. I'm rugged enough. I'm outdoorsy enough. I'm whatever enough. Until they get to that point, the prices will be high. When people reject that, the prices will go back down.